Okay, so it started day 2. Speaker's about to be on. This seems like a cool topic. It's insulin versus glucagon. Because all we talk about is insulin always. Everything's insulin, so this will be interesting.
Just saw 3 incredible speeches. The first one, Matt really enjoyed. The second one by Dr. Finney about fasting and like how it's a double-edged sword was incredible. I'm so excited to break that down. It is 10 o'clock, so we have a couple more speeches and then a Q&A and then our lunch break. And we might be heading out for a little special something, but I'm getting hungry, like really hungry. There's a ton of other vendors that joined the conference today, and we're going to check them out and show you what's up. Monk fruit and stevia. Hey, but this is new, right? A new product to the scene. We've never really.
So it's a complete keto meal in a bottle. You just add water and shake.
You can hold it or clip it on, whatever you're doing.
Okay, how's my sound check? All right, we're doing grass-fed Wagyu beef. Same genetics as Kobe beef, just not from Kobe, Japan.
Nice.
We use this in all our fully prepared meal plans, and we cater to a whole host of different dietary needs. Oh, we're caveman chefs.
Hi, nice, yeah.
How are you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Mark and Ramsey from Dry Farm Wines. We're here at Low Carb Breckenridge, and excited to share a little information about the wines. Ramsey.
These are all natural wines. Lab tests every bottle that we sell, and then also brings all of our wines from Europe to be organic, biodynamic, and completely sugar-free.
We're going to
Parsley and cilantro.
have a little fun. So this is the Caveman Chef's Wagyu,
That's right, grass-fed Wagyu.
grass-fed slider with what is on top? Olive oil and
Chimichurri.
chimichurri. We got to make that for our site. He's looking up the macros for us. He's diehard and helping us out here and really wants us to try.
Miss it.
Yeah, I'm excited. Oh, man. Oh, man. 75-25. Jeez.
25% fat.
It's so tender and so well cooked. And that chimichurri sauce is insane. Do you want
You
to...
can just make up a promo code.
KetoConnect.
Yeah, yeah. Listening to my old songs back when I would talk about things that hadn't happened yet, but now I get to talk about. Just got back from South Beach, Collins Ave Shore Club. Always celebrating what I want to see more of. Took my mom with me, let her soak up all
So we're
the
trying out the action bar for 15 minutes. My body is super fatigued, like muscle fatigue all over, upper respiratory, like just heaviness, difficult breathing, and then a headache. So I'm hoping this will help. I've been up in my electrolyte game, but guys, this altitude, I don't plan on coming back, if I'm being honest. Or I'm going to have to prepare hardcore before the next low carb brec. I'm not feeling that much better. I'm not sure if this is just a placebo thing and people think it works, but it doesn't. But I'm hoping eating will also help. So this is half a scoop of protein powder and then 1 scoop of MCT oil powder and a bunch of salt and water.
We're about to go film a video for Mike's channel. I'm going to introduce you to him in a second. We're going to do a $20 grocery haul challenge on his channel, so definitely check that out after you're done watching this video. But this is Mike Mutzel.
Hey guys,
From
nice to meet you.
the High Intensity Health YouTube channel. He has tons of he dives a little bit deeper than we do, for sure. So check him out.
Hey guys, Mike Mutzel with highintensityhealth.com. So this conference has been amazing, Low Carb Brec. A lot of key takeaways, that I've gathered from the different speakers. I think Nina Teicholz, for sure, I love hearing her speak and, does red meat cause cancer or does red meat cause heart disease or all that, is that a lot of the data that we hear about in the New York Times or Time Magazine or Wall Street Journal is based on epidemiological studies, which are inherently kind of inaccurate due to the methodologies through which they're conducted. So that's just great to keep in mind, when you're talking with friends or coworkers or family about different dietary ideas, like what's good versus what's not so good. A lot of what we know to be kind of true in traditional nutrition is based upon these 24-hour dietary recalls that are really inaccurate. So that was a big one. I've never personally been a fan of prolonged fasting. I think, you should eat your way into health and exercise your way into health and not really restrict so much. And we see that people that chronically diet, even in the fitness community, they tend to have a lot of fluctuations and weight gain followed by a lot of weight loss. And I think just consistency is key. So my channel is at High Intensity Health on YouTube. Some of the most popular videos are with Jason Fung. I think it has 1.4 million views, all about intermittent fasting. But I'm a huge fan of improving your gut microbiome health and kind of blending the best of a gut healthy diet with a ketogenic diet. So those are really insightful videos that you might benefit from.
My intuition, anything I want, I speak into existence. That's how I'm living. That's how I'm with. 5 bands a show now, and you know it's going up. Plays in the millions, guess I'm finally blowing up. Oh, what the feeling, 10 years making beats. Patience tastes bitter, but the aftertaste is so sweet. Could've stopped at any time, wouldn't have believed this.
All right, friends, welcome back. One thing you definitely want to get when you're traveling is this gut shot. Because why? Well, it is basically 0 sugar, 0 calories, 0 everything, but it has good salt for you. So as you know, when you're keto, low carb, you need to up your salt intake. And when you're traveling, you don't want to have to buy another salt shaker and everything like that. So this is also good for your gut as well. There's 5 billion colony-forming units per bottle. So that's a fair amount. Most probiotic products are between 5 and 30 billion. So you're getting probiotics, fermented foods, all that, and your sodium. These are both glass. So you always want to try to buy things out of glass bottles. Phthalates and parabens and all these things are bad for your hormonal system. Gerolsteiner water is amazing because it tastes fantastic, number one, but number two, it's rich in all these different minerals that your body is probably going to excrete, particularly if you're fasting, doing time-restricted feeding, or if you're low carbs. Simple tip can help save you on a low-carb keto diet while you're on the road.
Look around, everyone sounding lazy. Am I the only one who does themselves on the daily? I don't want to hear about these rappers with the same flows.
Day 2 is in the books, but we're actually leaving a little early. There's 3 talks left. Mega's dealing with the altitude. She's not handling it.
I'm not. But fortunately, we can stream them for free on our computers when we get back to the hotel.
One thing that's in my mind, it was just the last talk, Dr. Eric Westman, he said carb consumption is priority and food quality should be the secondary thing that you're thinking about. One of his patients has lost 75 kilograms, I think, on a fast food diet, doing a keto diet, using only fast food.
Not that I'm pushing fast food, but should I have waited until he could afford grass-fed organic food, or let him start now? And he might have never been able to afford it, so then what, he would just wait forever and then just worsen his illnesses?
Meeting with Mike from High Intensity Health is awesome. He taught us so much, like just even doing the grocery haul video with him. We got some new pickups. We got this water that's infused with minerals and stuff. And then we got those kombucha shots, which are 0 carb. Meeting so many awesome people is really great.
And then also, are we doing takeaways now?
Oh yeah, our biggest takeaways of the day.
Okay.
So I have one that's just very easy for me. This one stood out like a sore thumb.
Fortunately, we have very different takeaways. So as we're learning, we're teaching each other and we're teaching you different things.
So this was by Dr. Benjamin Bickman. I think we're going to try collaborating with him. We want to collaborate with all these people because we want to get their message out there. Glucagon and insulin. And all anyone doing keto talks about, all you find on the internet is insulin, insulin, insulin. That's the only thing that matters, right? The glucagon-insulin ratio is more important than just insulin independent of other factors.
Right.
The crazy thing is, the protein spikes insulin thing, that is based on someone who has elevated insulin to begin with.
Right.
So if your insulin's up and you eat a high protein, it further increases your insulin. If you are in a fasted state or even a ketogenic state, and you eat a high protein, 0 insulin response, but a huge glucagon response.
Right.
And that's actually a good thing because you want the glucagon to be higher. At the end of his talk, he basically shows low insulin, high glucagon is the mix you need for producing of ketones. It's not all about insulin. It's not just insulin runs the show, although it does do a lot. Glucagon is also an important thing to consider.
And then Dr. Finney gave a speech yesterday as well, but today's was just incredibly fascinating. And a lot of people we spoke to afterwards, they were surprised. They were like, oh, now I'm worried. So what he talked about was the double-edged sword of fasting. So fasting is this one beautiful thing, autophagy, insulin sensitivity benefits.
One thing about that, though,
cut off.
And I'm sorry, but I just want to get this in there. And he talked about this too. He says, people are doing this intermittent fasting thing, and they're applying the benefits that have been researched in long fasts and then saying that those happen for intermittent fasting. And that's not necessarily true. He's talking about long fasts.
Yeah, he's talking about 48-hour plus fasting. So the benefits, the autophagy, the insulin sensitivity, just, weight loss, those are great, but then there's also the other side. So the first several, 2 to 4 days, there are those benefits, right? But then people who go past that, the long fasts, up to even 28, 30 days beyond, then you start to see a decrease in your resting metabolic rates.
Drastic decrease.
Exactly, drastic. And that continues as long as you fast. And it's not just a momentary thing, it's a permanent.
Not necessarily permanent, but it's not as transient as we think.
Right.
Basically. The Biggest Loser study, 5 years later, their metabolism was like still extremely damaged from the Biggest Losers.
Yeah,
type
so
of stuff.
it was like a 20% decline in their RMR decrease, and that was still the same at the end of the 5 years, once they had just gone back up to normal.
Actually, in the first 4 days, you can get a spike in metabolic rate. Like it can
Right.
actually go up to 110%.
Right.
But then by day 10, you're down to like 80%.
And then that could be permanent metabolic damage, and he said those words.
I do want to say he prefaced it by saying, you know, he's a proponent of fasting in a lot of cases and there's tons of benefits, but he wants to share the downside because there is a lot of downsides. We're going to actually wrap the vlog up. I think we're just going to have the same dinner we had yesterday in yesterday's vlog, just a little bit different sausage we got this time.
Some mushrooms and a different dressing. What we got, you can just swap it out for different meats, different veggies, and just make that an easy travel on the go meal.
That's it for today, guys.
All right.
We're going to take an early night